Seth Hatchell right to the back bumper of the 32. And this has been so hard to pass down here, but Emerson gonna clear Mayato. Not gonna go low. He's gonna try and fake the 48. Stravato using the inside lane. Mayato now up half a groove. The second position looks for his first race win. Oh, hard contact. Mayato up in the air, up on the hood, on top of the Geico machine. All over his back bumper, and has to be very tactical with his moves. Oh, and hard under braking. Stravato nearly locked it up there. St. Barrett's big slide out of turn number 1. Here comes Chris Samar, Kevin Cornelius. They're going to make a charge in the third lane. Is it too little, too late? Are they going to have the run out of turn number 4? Mark Emerson down low. They're all going to wreck. Dennis Fairclough in the lead right now. Here comes Nick Gardner. Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series live tonight for the VSPEED 150 at Five Flags Speedway. 150 laps, 75 miles around this half-mile racetrack here in Pensacola, Florida. Looking forward to another great event here from these drivers in the next-gen NASCAR machines. I'm joined in the booth tonight by Alec Martinez and Nick Starling in the three-man booth going tonight. How's it going, guys?
It's going pretty good, man. I'm excited to be here at the Five Flags Speedway out here in Pensacola, Florida. So we're going to be in for some short track racing here in this next generation race car.
I'm expecting a lot of beating and banging. We did a little bit of testing last night, and we had quite a good time, I think. But these cars can take some hits, at least nose to tail in the middle of these corners. Do you think we'll see some bump and runs tonight?
For sure, I think we definitely will see some bump and runs here. We've seen it in the super late model race in the Snowball Derby. Matter of fact, Chandler Smith moving Derek Thorne out of the way to win that race. So with these cars, the way these bumpers are, they're meant to take a hit. We saw 2 weeks ago at the LA Coliseum that these cars, you can hit each other pretty dang hard. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to do in using their bumpers and moving each other out of the way, up out of the groove here. So I feel like we're going to be in for a treat. Hopefully we get more racing instead of pacing here. So I'm looking forward to it as we're going into qualifying.
Qualifying session starting up here as we saw a little bit of onboard footage there, but we'll ride on board with guy out. Eric Lambert getting rolling here. We'll go on board with him. Get his perspective of Five Flags Speedway, home of the Snowball Derby, how he does with his qualifying times. It's going to be very important to get good track position, I think, tonight in this race.
I agree. Curious to see how these guys and how qualifying is going to look. We saw last week at Kentucky, track position kind of mattered, but that race was caution filled. A lot of different things that we saw happen in that race. Guys able to come from the back, go to the front, and pit strategy is going to play a big role into this race on what could happen. I'm curious to see Mr. Starling. What do you think is going to happen tonight here at Five Flags?
Man, I think we're going to get some good racing. I think, the first half of the race is going to be a little dicey. We got a lot of cars out here on a small track. So I think the first half there might be a lot of action, a couple of cautions. I think the second half of the race, it should be really good as far as, having those top guys battling it out. But this qualifying right here is going to be very crucial because I think you need to start, inside that top 10 or 15 to stay out of trouble.
For sure. And going on Zach Carr off of turn 2, he got really loose off the corner. I think that's another thing that's going to be a big key of the night too, is handling. These cars, we've seen that they're way more, and even today in the Cup Series practice at Daytona, guys having handling issues, and the car not being stuck down to the racetrack as people were, as guys were used to last year in the Gen 6. So that's going to be another thing. And I think with these with these tires, less grip in them. Once you slide the tires, it seems like it takes, you might even kill a lot of your tire life that you've saved, if not it takes a long time for the tires to cool back down after you heat them up off these corners, and especially with this next-gen car, the downforce is way less, as we can see now, compared to unlike last week. iRacing had an update, I think it was on Tuesday, or sorry, was it on Tuesday? I don't know. Yesterday, I think their update might have been. I honestly can't remember. But they updated these cars, as you can see on the broadcast. We have the front end windshield aero duct that goes into the front, and the back end rear window slits, as well, that were for the real life Cup drivers, because of the dual exhausts and just the heat in the cockpit was so much. These are just to cool the cars down, but they also add a different factor in aerodynamics and how these cars act around each other, not only by themselves but also in being in traffic.
Cars are definitely a handful. Not much of a slip angle that you can really manage, working through these corners here tonight. If you get loose, like you said, it's going to be tricky to hang on to the race car after that. We've seen drivers, complaining about that, and really going to have to almost underdrive the car until it comes down to push it. And as you warm these tires up, I think the handling will improve as the lap times do slow down just. Right now, we see that car getting a little bit more experience. He's currently second, quick Keith Mayato at the top of the qualifying charts. James Loveland third. Dennis Faircloth, who is very fast in practice, he rides in fourth. And fifth is going to be Eric Gallion on the board right now. So a couple familiar faces up there at the top, but James Loveland showing off his short track skills.
Sure, for sure. James Loveland, he was pretty good at Bristol, I remember last year in the Gen 6 car. In the playoffs, he was pretty good. He had top 5 speed. I think he ended up finishing third in that race. And see, I believe Eric Gallion in fifth, a name we haven't seen in a few weeks after Daytona, but he's back tonight. And a newcomer as well, Ben Bafford, is in the BTDY Cup Series as well in the 23 car, and he jumps up to 6th on the board. Curious to see what he can do tonight, making his season debut, and I can guarantee you he'll be one of those guys you'll be seeing at the front a lot.
He will definitely push the issue too. We know Ben Bafford here very well, and looking forward to an exciting race from him. But James Loveland, like you said, very good at the short tracks last season. Eric Gallion making his return to the league this season. He had a breakout performance of Richmond 2 seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago now, where he and AJ Stravato really were the dominant cars in that race. So Eric can really navigate his way around these short tracks, and that is the night for the Jolly Rancher. As we don't have any other cars on track right now, Zach Carr continues laps in. So we're going to step away and hear a quick word from our sponsors. Back with the starting grid.
Welcome to VSPEED, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing, with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn 1. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying, to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server and with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
Back at the racetrack now, getting our starting grid lined up here from Five Flags Speedway. Let's take a look. Keith Mayato rolling off from the front row tonight by Zach Carr, already here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, though. Mayato taking pole, Carr rolling off. Starting in the third position here tonight, it's going to be James Loveland starting fourth, Dennis Faircloth. Fifth is going to be Eric Gallion, the number 11 Michigan. Then Bafford making sixth. Ryan Gemmel going to be rolling off from the seventh position. Angelo Ronas starting in eighth. Off ninth, Chris Samard. And rounding out the top 10, Jeremiah Vincent.
Al McGarvey will be starting 11th. Eric Hutton had a great run last week. Got caught up in some late misfortune, but I'm looking to he's going to probably have a good comeback tonight, starting in 12th. Dallas Sullivan had great pit strategy last week. He'll be rolling off 13th. Jeremy Stanley, another driver who we need to look at for today's race. He'll be rolling off 14th. Eric Lambert, 15th. Miles Morse, 16th. Zach Smith, 17th. Cody Atkins, 18th. Dennis Steele, 19th. And Kevin Cornelius will be rounding out the top 20.
And 21st, we have the 4 of Kenny Bishop. 22nd, this is going to be a driver to watch out for starting back in the field. 33 of AJ Stravato. In 23rd, we got Thomas Brendel in the 34. 24th, we have the 99 of Joshua Abbey. 26th, we have the 39 of Timmy Emmanuel. And 27th, we have the 51 of Dustin Loxton. And starting last in our field, 28 cars for tonight's race, will be the 67 of Scott Martin.
I believe we had 28. I think Reggie Ortega joined like very
Oh.
late.
We had a hauler show up.
We had all show up, yes. Yeah, he's on the grid. Yeah, Reggie Ortega is on the grid tonight. No practice, so he's gonna
That
have
is
to.
that is the latest I've ever seen a driver be able to make a race right now.
That is he's gonna have a long, get used to this car. It's gonna be big. We have a 3-man booth. I gotta ask you, who's your guys' picks for tonight's race?
I got a feeling, maybe Eric Gallion could have a performance here tonight. The Jolly Rancher machine. Evan.
Sure. Nick Starland, who we think tonight?
I'm going to say I think the fastest driver is not going to win tonight. It's probably going to be moved out of the way by the end of this thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with probably the most aggressive driver that I've seen in this field making his debut tonight. I'm going to go with the 23 of Ben Bafford.
That would be amazing. I got Angelo Ronis winning this race as we're into the restart zone here at Pensacola, and we are green. Keith Miato leads them off, and we're going in the BT2Y Cup Series.
Down into turn number 1, Miato with the advantage. Going to try and pull up in front of that car. Not going to be able to clear him just yet. Down into turn 3 already. Side by side, they work out of turn number 4. And it's going to be Miato at the line leading lap number 1. We stay green for lap 1, so that is impressive. Did not expect to see that after the way some practice and qualifying had gone.
Getting the bumpers out early. Bafford hits Eric Gallion in the back bumper, and now a battle for the lead. It looks like Zach Carr looking to the outside of Keith Miato, and behind them for the 5th position, Faircloth gets moved out of the groove, and he's going to lose a spot to Gallion and Bafford off the corner.
As Miato able to clear the 27 now. He's got sole possession of this lead. No battles there as the top 3 have broken away. Top 4 now as battle for that 5th position. Here comes Ben Bafford working to the inside of Faircloth. Ryan Gemmel right there behind him, going to try and make a move, but caution is going to fly. The
Eric Hutton! He's in the wall in the backstretch, and behind them, I think Joshua Abbey got turned around.
Yeah, the 99 involved. Eric Hutton, who had a really great race going last week, had issues late in the event. So let's hear what happened to Joshua Abbey. First of all, remember the 99 up there on the high side. Oh, he gets tagged by Timmy Manuel. He goes spin cycle. Then Eric Hutton, completely separate event, I believe. What happened to him here? Racing it up with the 42. McGarvey, side by side out of turn 4 here. Caught the wall all on his own, possibly. Did he get into it again? Oh yeah,
I just got loose.
Oh
got
man,
loose and knocks the right front off that car. A lot of damage. Hopefully it didn't, knock any of the toe links out or any of the new axles, separate axles on the front end, especially the right front suspension, and messing that up. Hopefully it doesn't look like, remember with these composite bodies, these cars are able to take more of a hit than some of the other cars, than the previous car that we had in the Gen 6. So hopefully, I think his car will probably be all right. He might have a little bit of handling damage after that, but hopefully he's able to keep it clean here.
Yeah, absolutely. Down here at Pit Road, we've had 0 takers, so I think between the 2 accidents, there must have not have been too much damage. So the cars are definitely holding up.
Sure, and as we said before, remember we were saying we as a joke, a running joke, we get wrecked here. Composite is the word here, with these new next-gen cars and for the Cup Series. So I'm excited to see how that works, not only in the sim but also in real life, as well as once we get to these short tracks like Martinsville and Bristol and other tracks where known for more of the beating and banging kind of racing that we're used to seeing in NASCAR.
Tonight, I also don't think the tires are going to be much of an issue. After doing about 30 laps, a 30-lap run, we were hearing 5% wear on the right sides. Really, just the temperature buildup. These tires getting up close to 300 degrees on the right sides. Just short track, these tight corners. A lot of wear on the right side in terms of temperature, but not actually burning the rubber off of it. Green flag back in the air. Miato, good jump, trying to clear the 27 down into turn 1. He will, and that car going to try and fight back, though. Good run right here not quite able to get back to his quarter panel. Now he does, down into turn 3.
Ooh. Right behind them, Ben Bafford from 5th to 3rd underneath James Loveland. Little contact off the corner, but now the battle for the lead. Zach Carr seemed like he was the preferred lane, that middle groove. He gets the run off the corner on my auto. My auto can't seem to get the drive off running on that bottom.
Yeah, we were hearing a couple different opinions about which gear to be in around this racetrack too. These cars often will have 5 speeds, 5 gears at the larger racetracks, but 4 speed. This track tonight. Oh, big wiggle there. Oh, and there goes Bafford.
Around. He saves it. And no, the caution's going to come out, but damage to the right side. James Loveland got loose off the corner and hit the right front of the 23.
Take a look at what happened here. I think you pretty much summed it up. We did see Zach Carr get loose basically at the same moment. Take a look. 23 of Bafford down low. You see Loveland loose. You see Zach Carr loose up in front of him.
Great job by Ben Bafford of keeping it out of the inside wall. I'm surprised that Ford Mustang didn't go straight into the inside wall and hit that guardrail and rip the front end off of it.
Just kept it off the inside wall. Great job there by the Baff. Is it rolling? He will get some of his positions back, but right now scored in 11th, right behind Kyle McGarvey. Jeremiah Vincent right up there inside the top 10 in front of them as well. But my auto able to maintain the lead after all that. So Zach Carr did not steal it away from him at the time of the yellow flag, but man, they were pretty much dead even for a few laps there.
They were. Yeah, Carr seemed like he was able to get the drive off. I'm curious to see on this restart. Leader does have lane choice. Does Kid Mayato want to take that outside, kind of pin the 27, Zach Carr on the bottom, make him have to fight even harder, because it seems like that bottom lane does not have the drive off the corners that the middle lane does. And I believe we had our first retiree of the night. Joshua Abbey is going to pull it behind the wall, and that'll do it for his night. And in his night, the number 99 Martin Sports Chevrolet Camaro, and he will finish 28th position.
Yeah, I can confirm that. He pulled down right before that restart and parked the car and pulled in the garage for the night. I will say, this is another accident we've had and had 0 takers on pit road, so it has been quiet on pit road with all this damage, so maybe the cars are holding up.
I think they're going to have to be very strategic when they make those pit stops tonight. You might have a lot of cautions. If you pit at the wrong time, you might find yourself cycled back in the field with a hard time making your way forward. So you have to be very decisive on when you make that call and try and pit earlier than the other leaders, I think. Pace car is off, working out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air. Look at that jump for Mayato. Able to get away by 3 car lengths that time.
Not a bad move by the 36 driver. You want to give yourself all that room from second place, especially with how these guys are getting loose.
On board here with Ryan Gemmel at the moment. He rides in pit. Taking a look to Dennis Faircloth right there in front of him. I think we have some beat and bang, and Ben Bafford trying to work his way back through the field.
Lambert gets hit. He's able to gather it out, but Miles Morse got into the back of the 19 Toyota Camry. He's able to save it. Curious to see if Lambert does any retaliation on the 31. Looks like he can't get up to him yet. AJ Stravato is caught up in that. He's had a horrible qualifying attempt for AJ Stravato's standards. He's trying to work his way up through the field, and behind them, in front of the Jeremy Stanley gets loose in the corner. Oh my gosh.
Looks like Stanley gets it together. He keeps it on the apron. Oh, bumper. Zach Carr to Keith. Keith goes away.
Said earlier, these cars can, you can hit each other with these bumpers. And I'm curious to see by the end of the day if the leaders or the winners going to have a beat up back bumper and beat up front bumper by the end of 150 laps here.
Eric Gallion wide there out of turn number 2. That's going to open the door for Ryan Gemmel. He'll move to 4th position. And here comes the 37 of Chris Samar going to work to the inside. We've got a line of cars all the way back to Kevin Cornelius in 13th right now.
Gallion's on an island, and he just continues to lose positions on that high line. He's got to get down as fast as he can.
No gap right now, maybe behind the 9 machine if he can slot in there. Yeah, McGarvey goes wide. That may be an opportunity for the 7 or the 11 to drop down in, but not far enough back as Jeremiah Vincent working underneath him. The door is open now. It looks like we'll be able to slot in. And here comes Eric Hutton trying to work his way back forward, racing with.
Faircloth spins on the front stretch.
He spins it.
Caution.
On there, get to him. There, nope. Losing positions too fast for me. All right, the number 80 machine going around here on the front stretch. That'll bring out another yellow flag.
You know, wow.
All on his own.
Yeah, it just looks like back end. We talked about the challenges of this next gen car, and that being one of them right there, all by himself. Back end gets underneath, gets away from him, and just loops the car around, keeps it out of the wall. A good wreck avoidance, or a good wreck avoidance by everybody, and a good avoidance of keeping it out of the wall, out of traffic's way by Dennis Faircloth. No harm, no foul. Still a long way to go in this race. Almost about a third of this race, you know, to go, if not more than that. So, good job by everybody missing him. Good job by Dennis Faircloth keeping it out of the way.
He will go all the way to the back of the field, though, 7th after being up there. I think 3rd at that time. So, big loss of track position, and that is going to be very important. It's a long time back to the front for him as Keith Maioto continues to show the way. It's been him and Zach Carr out in front of this field so far tonight. You know, we didn't get a chance to take a look at the weather into the event tonight, but look at that track temp, 114 degrees. It's going to be slick out there.
Yeah, for sure. 114 degrees here, hot, sunny Florida. The temperatures are hot, and let me tell you, the track temp being hot with all these cars running here. This track, you know, it's not updated to what it is now. The front stretch is repaved on this track, so, but not in the sim. So it's a very worn out track, and obviously with the hot track temperatures we were seeing, tires just get eat up. Like you said, the tire wear may not show it as in numbers, but the temps get hot and the rubber just starts to wear on this track, and you'll start to feel it. And especially with these cars, it seems like once the tires start wearing, these cars really get hard to handle as a run goes on.
I absolutely agree. Speaking of tires, we had activity on pit road. The 80 Toyota Dennis Faircloth takes 4 tires. Looks like he didn't repair any damage from saving it, so he gets 4 tires and fuel, and he goes on his way. So, you know, some of these guys that are spinning, you never know if they luck out getting those fresh tires if we go to green.
Here's Carr on pit road. Green flag out again, and Maioto, good jump. Second restart in a row. He'll clear the 27 down into turn 1. Zach Carr, though, look at him driving through the center of the corner, almost closed up that margin, but not quite able to get back to in the battle for 3rd, though. Behind them, Ryan Gemmel and Ben Bafford. Gemmel takes the spot away. Bafford still on the recovery here after getting tagged on the backstretch. Now looks down low. The door gets shut right in his face. Battle farther back. Eric Hutton and Angelo Ronas side by side.
I'll pick Angelo Ronas. You know, he's a smart driver. He knows how to be there at the end when it matters. Oh, trouble! Cody Atkins is around in the 81 in turn 3 and 4.
And I think he got some help on that one. The way that car looked like it went around. Let's take a look here. Cautions once again.
Oh,
and he spins it again!
Oh, no!
Adding insult to injury right there.
Oh man, you know, I think we're going to look at this, you know, the original accident, and I think he did a good job, like all the other drivers, of saving it, and that's a lot of damage there when he was getting it together.
Having trouble getting back to him. Moment technical difficulty on this one. All right, we're finding it now. Racing not all by himself here. The 31 of Miles Morse.
Yeah.
Just gets into him and spins him right around, diving it in too deep, and just.
Oh man, no damage here. No damage.
Yeah.
Oh, a little low up front.
Yeah. But man, tires are hot after you spin. You can see he's staying on the gas and let the wheels up, and Cody's probably not going to want to see that on the broadcast, I'm assuming. So, yeah, just like you said, adding insult to injury, just a little mistake there. We'll see how his car turns out. He's not going to bring it down to pit road, surprisingly, unless pit road's close. But yeah.
I think this track being as short as it is, we have 30
39
pit
seconds at the moment.
or 30 pit stalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30. So we got 28 cars in here, 27 now on the racetrack. So plenty of pit stalls, using all the pit stalls is what I should say. We have everybody there, but look at the timing of cautions here. It's about 40 seconds a lap. So, pit stop, you have more than a minute of damage. You can at least, if you get shuffled to the back of the pack, you can at least get, 15, 20 seconds of that damage fixed. So small gains of getting the damage fixed, but can eventually, fix the car to where it needs to be after a few cautions. So curious to see if Cody can get that car fixed, as pace car is going to pull off and Miato is going to lead us back to green.
Pace car on pit road. Miato, good jump once again. Zach Carr a little better than the last two, just a car length behind. And Ryan Gemmel trying to get in there to take the second spot away. Look at Bafford fighting on the high side.
Bafford's going to clear the 6, and now he's going to dive under the 27. Ben Bafford showing some muscle early here. And that 23 Ford Mustang gets underneath the 27 of Carr. And Carr now in no man's land, as they would say, on that outside, able to clear Gemmel and slot into third.
Ben Bafford moved him to second after spinning already in this race. He is on the move up from 6. Oh, look at Zach Carr, big slide right there.
Man.
Hangs on to it.
You don't want to upset those rear tires too much. Could definitely be paying the price as you go later into the run. And we saw that last week at Kentucky, where he kind of lit up the rear tires and started falling back into the clutches of Jeremy Stanley and Eric Hutton at Kentucky. But now behind them, Miles Morris getting the bumper from Zach Smith in the back of the pack.
Able to hang on to the position for the moment, but here comes Zach again, trying to give him a shot. Similarly colored race cars right here.
3 wide into 3. Right
Brandon
behind
gets
him.
jumped
Oh,
wide,
Eric
and
Lambert.
Morris gets, oh my gosh, they're stacking up hard. Ortega into the back of Smith. And Morris kind of holding these guys up a little bit, but he's able to hold his ground, kind of clear off, and now behind them, they're 2 wide.
Oh, 4th and 5th touch, and you got a car spinning out of 4.
Gemmel went around. Eric Hutton gets thrown into the wall again.
Gemmel with issues, but able to continue on, and Eric Hutton with a little bit more right side damage. Let's take a look at this one.
There's action all over this racetrack here. Let's see, Jeremiah Vincent racing with Jeremiah, that number 9 Aqua Chevrolet. Let's see here. Spotting on that bottom, and you can see kind of diving in on the bottom. Rear end kicks out, just goes straight into the 6 and spins him. Oh, just hits the back end, and you can see Eric Hutton gets thrown into the outside wall as that happens.
Kevin Cornelius racing with him, and
Cornelius kind of went straight and
Ooh.
man, another hard hit on that right side. I think he'll be fine. He's been able to make some spots up there, but yeah, just you can see watching these guys send into the corner being side by side is Jeremiah Vincent. He's gonna be the first taker to pit road. Nobody else pitting at the moment, but yeah, just guys driving it in hard. Track position we were talking about early in the show, and you need that track position to try to do anything. And you can see these guys making moves early in the race and using the bumpers early, as we're already about to be a third through this race here.
Yeah, I got the number 9 Chevy of Jeremiah. He's taking 4 tires and fuel. Can't confirm he claimed that last caution, so got that EOL coming. So comes in and takes 4 tires and fuel, and he's back out on the track.
For sure. I'm curious to see how those 4 tires are going to work. We're already about 35 laps in or I would say about 30 laps on green flag runs, laps on these tires. So with the freshest tires in the top 25, I'd say, is Dennis Faircloth after spinning, bringing out the second to last caution that we had. So I'm curious to see what Jeremiah does.
Yeah, Dennis has made up about 7 spots, so working his way forward, but still a long ways to go for the driver who's running third with his incident. Green flag back in the air again. Miato, great jump. Control car there. But look at Ben Bafford. He is right there. He's got his sights set on him at second position.
Bafford seems like he's had some early speed. Gets a good run off of 2. Zach Carr slots into third, and Kevin Cornelius into fourth in the battle for sixth behind Chris Samard in fifth. Is that Kyle McGarvey in the 42 with the 88 of Eric Hutton, and the biggest mover of the race so far, AJ Stravato from 22nd to 8th.
Kevin Cornelius actually up from 20th to 4th, so that makes those two the biggest movers by far. Definitely flying through this field, very impressive. With difficult to pass as it is right now.
Apologies to Kevin Cornelius. He's putting together an even better race than AJ Stravato so far. And Ryan Gimel, after that spin, he's the first guy to go side by side with Eric Gallion in the number 11 Jolly Ranchers Ford Mustang. And now Gimel to the inside, able to clear Gallion, and he'll take the 9th position. And behind them, Miles Morse and Reggie Ortega, the least amount of practice already, moving his way up through the field after starting dead last on the field tonight. And Dallas Sullivan right behind them.
Yeah, very impressive from Reggie. I mean, when I went out there last night in these race cars, I could barely even get off pit road without spinning out, and he's out here running almost top 10 in a race that he didn't even practice for. So here he goes, trying to make a crossover on Miles Morse, gets a little loose, has to back out of it.
Up ahead for the 3rd place position, looks like Kevin Cornelius had ran down and the caution's gonna come out.
Oh, the leader! Oh, no, Ben! No!
The leader and the 51, Keith Miato, hard into the inside wall.
There was a wrecked car on the racetrack, and Miato involved just ran right into him, I think. Oh, and his race is done. His car is killed.
Wow, he ran back down, and Ben Bafford got involved in that as well.
Oh my
Ben
goodness.
Bafford and Keith Miato both got into the wreck.
That Dustin Logston? Is that? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
he was in the middle of the track.
Oh,
What
my.
are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what the 51 was doing there, and cutting right in front of the leaders. You cannot be doing that when you know that the pack is coming behind you.
Miato, who ran pretty much a flawless race to this point, led 46 of the 50 laps run.
And Zach Carr is pitting too. I think Zach
got a piece of
Carr
it too.
I think the top 3 or top 4 might have all got in that. I want to get on board with Zach Carr here and see if he got in that.
Oh, just skated through.
I don't know. Wow, that is an odd situation. Ben Bafford, no front end, right into the 51, and the 36 car's killed. They have towed that car and put it into the pits, and might be putting that one behind the garage. But that is just a tough situation for Ben Bafford and for Keith Miato, especially Keith Miato, led every lap up into that point, and seemed like he had the best car tonight, but wow.
Yeah, definitely a rough situation. You don't see that very often, where a lap car spins out, and actually Dustin Logston was 2 laps down at that point. Fun, and Miato ran right into it. Just so unfortunate. We saw that happen a few seasons back. I believe it was at Bristol. It had something similar like that. And it is these short tracks, right? You come up on the lap cars, the wrecks, so quickly. And surprised the yellow flag hadn't flown yet for that driver sitting on the racetrack like that. But Ben Bafford staying on the racetrack. See what kind of speed he has left in that race car, but I think he is going to be down on power.
Yeah, I don't know how much that car is killed on the front end. Doesn't have a front end or a hood, so.
Yeah, right now working under caution number 6. Pace car lights are off. We've had 4 total lead changes. That last instance, one of the craziest that we've seen in recent memory, that's for sure. So we'll move on from it here and see how these guys can do. But Keith Miato out of the running for sure. I'm sure a lot of drivers not too happy about that. Ben Bafford going to be your race leader here. Kevin Cornelius alongside. We've got about 22 cars who have not yet made a pit stop, and green flag back near. Bafford gets him rolling. Able to get a good jump even with the damage. See how long that car able to run before it finally gives up the ghost. But right now out in front of Kevin Cornelius, and then Eric Hutton back up to 3rd.
He's having a great run. His right side, he's got a ton of damage on that right side. I'm curious to see Bafford. He's probably hurt on the straightways, but we're turning low speeds here at 5 Flags. So, you know, it's not as bad as, you know, if he had this damage like a track like next week at Fontana, I guarantee you he'd be out of the race. Carr would not be driving good, but now I can tell you he is slower than Kevin Cornelius. And how about Kevin Cornelius? Said started 20th, and he gets into Bafford. He moves him up the track. The bump and run early in the race. Cornelius to the lead, and now Eric Hutton to the bottom.
Hutton able to complete the pass on Ben Bafford and take that second spot away. Bafford going to be sinking like a stone here, and he's going to get hit by Chris Simard up the track.
Saves it, and they stack up all behind him. And now Kyle McGarvey in the 42 to the outside.
This is chaos right now, and Ben Bafford is leading the way of that pack, and he's going to be a moving chicane, I think, here as the laps wear on, and I think he may lose the engine here, probably not before all that long, and that could be dangerous for these drivers behind him.
Yeah, Kyle McGarvey as well. He's having a heck of a run. He started 11th. He's up 7 positions and being in 4th. Now Simard dives it down to that inside. I think Simard almost hit that inside wall there, cutting it so close.
Another driver making his way back forward. That is Angelo Ronas here in the 8th position, riding behind Reggie Ortega, who I am very, very impressed with. Already said it just about 20 laps ago, but man, he's up here in 7th, racing it up with these guys. He's following AJ Stravato through the field. AJ started back in 22nd, up 17 positions right now, and trying to chase down those leaders up there.
For sure. Ortega started 28th. He is up, or now up to in the 6th. He is up 22 positions from where he started. So a great race by Reggie Ortega. Wow, what a big stand. Also AJ Stravato being up there, starting 22nd. Now he's in the top, inside the top 5. Ben Bafford holding on in a modified, no front end, a hood, and he's holding a strong 3rd place position there. And now behind them for the 12th position, I believe it's Jeremy Stanley and Jeremiah Vincent, who's on relatively fresh tires compared to these leaders.
Yeah, and behind him, it's Dennis Faircloth, who's continuing to march back forward, but he's gotten passed up by even fresher tires in that 9 machine.
It's Zach Carr.
Yeah, Zach up to 15th now.
He's on the freshest tires.
Yeah, that is for 13 laps on those tires. Some of those under caution as well. As Eric Lambert under fire from Jeremiah Vincent. He's going to go, the 19's going to go up the racetrack. As here comes, that is the 60.
Oh my gosh. That could have been really bad for another leader incident with Kevin Cornelius. Eric Hutton, as I say, that kind of went wide that corner, but he has been turning relatively faster laps than our leader Kevin Cornelius, and behind them Ben Bafford and Chris Simard.
You know what? Bafford was actually faster than Hutton the last lap.
Oh, Carr goes around in 3. It looks like it's Cody Atkins.
Oh, and big stack up.
Oh, Dennis Steele and Kenny Bishop and Thomas Brendel get in it.
Oh my goodness, here come the leaders. Hopefully they don't lose it here in front of them. All right, we are good.
Reversing down pit road, and he just got disqualified. God, it's tough.
Oh. That was Scott Martin. Oh. Is that what you were saying? Scott Martin did that?
Yes, he just got disqualified.
Oh.
Wow.
Tough times here on the short track tonight for some of these drivers. Battle here between Cody Adkins and it looks like Thomas Brendel. Just a little contact there. Cody trying to save it. And then, man, Miles Morris.
Miles Morris. Hey, just an accordion effect. Six cars just going right into each other left and right. Man, half these cars don't have back bumpers or front bumpers anymore, and we're not even halfway through this race.
Meanwhile, up at the front, the leaders have brought it down pit road. Jeremiah Vincent's going to cycle to the race lead. Let's see here. Bafford on pit road now as he can get any of that damage fixed. He's actually running very good lap times, faster than the 2 leaders when the yellow flew. And
he is getting some of that damage fixed. As you can see all these cars going by him. Winner off of pit road, I believe, was Eric Hutton. Kevin Cornelius lost five positions out of that pit stop cycle. I don't know if he missed his box or had a bad pit stop by the crew, but Eric Hutton will get out of the pits first, followed by Simard, Stravato, Ortega, and Rodas.
Yeah, I think Kevin may be taking a bit of that damage repair. Also, it is tough with the brakes on these race cars to get them slowed down on pit road, even as slow as it is here. I know some drivers have trouble getting it stopped in the box.
Yes, that is for sure. These brakes are, you know, they're better than the Gen 6 if you set the brake bias right. I noticed that you can kind of dive deeper into the course, but you don't want to set it too low. If you set it too low, you could be getting that rear end kicked out and spinning from you. And now, I would say Zach Carr probably in one of the best positions here. It seemed like he had a pretty dang fast car. You know, he had a pretty fast car behind Motto and Bafford before they got taken out in a few cautions ago. Ryan Gimmel, a good recovery, and then behind them, Miles Morse and Timmy Emanuele will round out your top 5 here. Curious to see how those cars are going to react with Emanuele not having a front end, and I believe Morse not having a rear end. So, or let me check that if I'm right. No, he has a rear end, but their cars are beat up already, so.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point, I think, with what you got left on that race car. But Timmy Emanuele has not made a pit stop yet. Finds himself up here restarting in 5th. Everybody else has stopped.
I just thought about it. Emanuele has a meatball flag, and that is a required repairs damage, and he probably can't pit for the rest of the race, or else he will his race will probably be over. As we go in the restart zone, Vincent takes off, and you can see Emanuele stacking up the 37 behind him. Vincent able to get the lead off of 2. And now Zach Carr will file in behind him. He looks to the outside and just can't get there yet.
Gemmel with the same tires as that car, as well as Miles Morse. Those 20 laps on their tires. Here comes AJ Stravato looking to the high side. He's going to clear the 39 who gets up and out of the way in the 3rd groove. But out of the corner contact.
And Ronis got really loose, and now Ortega dives it in underneath him. Ortega slowly but surely climbing up to the field after those pit stops. Hutton now looks underneath Morse for the 4th position. He has the freshest tires out of anybody. And AJ Stravato, last week's winner at Kentucky, started 22nd today, and he'll slot into the 5th position.
Got his sights set on the 4 other leaders.
Oh,
battle.
Cornelius into the inside wall! No caution comes out. He's able to save it, and he'll lose a ton of positions and will fall back to the last car on the track, and now battle for the lead. Zach Carr underneath the 9 of Jeremiah Vincent. He's going to take the lead here at 5 Flags, and the caution's out. Reggie Ortega is around on the front stretch.
Boy, oh boy, another one here. Reggie Ortega, who was having such a good race to this point, was actually just up outside the top 5 at the time of the incident there. Same thing that happened to Kevin Cornelius back end.
And Kevin Cornelius. Hey, just the back end, these cars, cold tires, back end just gets going underneath them and gets away from them and into the inside wall. Just taps it. Oh my goodness. That was Ben Bafford that just missed him.
Yeah,
oh man.
That is close quarters right there. That is for sure.
That'll grab your attention, let me tell you. Driving in this sim, I'll tell you. You see a car stopped in the inside. If you see a car stopped in the inside, you're going 100 miles per hour faster than them. It'll grab your attention really quick.
Then gonna pull it on the pit road here. That damage fix. Let's see if we can get somebody up here to talk to.
Who are we thinking?
Eric Hutton. He's had a pretty good drive here tonight.
Eric Hutton, the king Eric Hutton. Eric Hutton, Alec Martinez, and Adam Baker in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you're running in 4th. Got the freshest tires ahead of these guys ahead of you, or the guys ahead of you, excuse me. And you've had a rough. Oh, I shouldn't say you've had a rough race. The right side has had a rough race tonight. How are we feeling going with the next half of this race to go?
Yeah, you know, I appreciate the right side of the car hanging in there. I think I hit the wall by myself once, and then someone cleared themselves off me, put me back in the wall. Probably more, but, you know, fresh tires, feeling good. Got a fast car behind me, 33, so hopefully we can hold him off. And starting on the outside is going to be a disadvantage here, but we'll see if we can keep the right side hitting the wall and see where we end up.
For sure, composite bodies, brother.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
darn right. And well, we're gonna move you back up. Appreciate you talking to us, man. Go get him. And do you think, before we let you go, you think this could be redemption for Kentucky?
Well, I'll just try not to wreck myself. If I don't, then I think it is.
For sure, man. Well, good luck the rest of the race. Hopefully we don't commentate and curse you. And look forward to see what you can do the rest of this race.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right, Eric Hutton at 4th position. Yeah, man, he had a great race going last week in Kentucky and just off a bit short some late in the going and got collected in a couple incidents there, but yeah, could have a shot at a victory tonight. He has not found victory lane in a little while. I believe not win last season, but victory lane is 4 and was a contender a few seasons back. So always a driver to watch out for. Tracks and new race car, he has definitely found a liking to. Zach Carr in control, going to get us going. Great jump over Jeremiah Vincent, who's going to stack up the outside line. Here comes Ryan Gemmel, who's racing it up there with the 9 machine. Those two already made contact, maybe a little bit of bad blood, we'll see. But Gemmel right now with the advantage in turn number 3.
Gemble's able to clear Vincent, and behind them 3 wide McGarvey, and now they shorted out with Morse, Ronas, Sullivan, and Vincent goes into the wall! Vincent hits the outside wall, right side damage on the number 9 Napa Chevrolet, 31 off the 42. Guys beating and banging off each other down the backstretch.
Behind Vincent, it is stacked up for sure. Here comes...
Oh! Trouble on the front stretch. Jeremy Stanley is around. No caution yet. He's able to get it back going. Zach Carr now in the lead. The Italian Stallion, AJ Stravato, fresh tires on that 33 Waste Management Chevrolet, slots into 3rd. Vincent loose off the corner. Bunch of action on this racetrack.
So much action, so much to watch. It's so hard to even see all of it or catch all of it out here. Look at this, Miles Morse now trying to fight for a position in the top 10. He's got Angelo Ronas and Dennis Faircloth going to peek low. The 31 shuts the door.
Faircloth dives it in deep, misses the corner a little bit, into the marbles now. Ronas able to get the bite off the corner. He'll clear Morse. Now Gallion and Faircloth side by side with Lambert slotting in behind the 11.
On board with Zach Smith right here with his perspective on all of this. The 19 of Lambert
man.
gets sideways in front of him. Now Zach...
Ortega dives to the bottom.
Kevin Cornelius behind all of this action as well, trying to work back forward after leading just a little while ago. He's led 12 laps tonight and then lost the car there during the previous green flag run. Oh, and he almost loses it right there.
Oh, man.
It is so tricky out here tonight. Oh, and there's Gallion. Oh, back into traffic.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. What a hard hit by Dennis Steele, and Gallion on top of him.
Oh my goodness, I told Eric Gallion before the race to keep it on all 4s, and that was not what happened right there. He ends up going up on 2 tires. I honestly...
got 2 of them on this track.
I can't believe that that was him that ended up getting up off the ground, but yeah, this is what happens. He gets loose, tries chasing it, just cannot slow the car down. You see he's got the fronts locked up.
Oh man.
As he
tries to get it going, and Brendo goes right into the back of him, and Dennis still hard hit and right on top of the 28. I'd love to get an onboard shot with Dennis Steele and seeing what he saw.
See here from Dennis Steele, the 28 machine. See, there was some smoke in front of him already. Must have been a little bit of contact, but the way up there, that is not how a car should be pointed. And then looks clear here, and then nope.
Nowhere to go, and you can see though underneath the underwing of the 11, Eric Gallion, right underneath the 28 goes, and man, these cars are dropping like flies. We're almost already. This race has went by a little faster than I guess we anticipated. Have gotten some decent amount of green flag racing, but also some caution, about 50-50 so far. At the moment, yeah, I believe
9 cautions so far.
Yeah, 9 cautions. Oh yeah, I forgot we had the voting poll. What is the voting poll?
So we were.
Everybody's saying 15.
15 cautions for the poll there. How many cautions are we going to end up with tonight? Right
Where
now
to go?
at 9, we've got 60 laps to go. It's very possible we could end up with that. I believe we have, I think it's 3 overtime attempts. So yeah, we could have a few cautions there at the end. If we may go through all 3 attempts, and that would be interesting. That would really that would bring
Take
it
some
down to
things
the-
up.
Yeah, that would spice it up for sure. Zach Carr going to be the race leader here, going to get us going once again. Ryan Gemmel outside now. Here is AJ Stravato up from 22nd into 3rd. Gotten around Eric Hutton, who's going to restart 4th. Chris Simard in 5th. Kyle McGarvey going to round out row number 3 in that 6th. Now Sullivan has made his way forward as well, up to 7th. His car looks pretty clean. I think the cleanest of almost anyone out there. Keep an eye on that 46.
Yeah, that's true. Dallas did have he had a good strategy last week as we go green. He had a good strategy last week at Kentucky and almost won in the race. Just had a few laps to hold on there. And now the guy that beat him last week, I believe that's AJ Stravato underneath Ryan Gemmel. He'll take the lead. Or sorry, he'll go into 2nd. Eric Hutton, who had fresher tires, has fallen back to 4th. He's side by side as McGarvey hits the outside wall. Eric got a little startled by that one.
As Dallas Sullivan up to 6th right here in front of him. He's still moving forward. Gained a spot already on this run. And he's got his sights set on Chris Simard. Look at that. Really closed up on exit, but then lost it all there on the straightaway. Dennis Faircloth, though, has been so fast all night long, up to 7th now. Still recovering from that mistake. Battle for the race lead developing, though. Look at AJ Stravato. Look at the move here.
Got that drive. Those fresh tires paying off for that 33 car. Zach Carr, remember he pitted about maybe 30 laps, and the caution's out.
The one of Zach Smith, I believe.
Take a look here. It was the one of Zach Smith.
You almost had a battle right there. AJ was at fresher tires just about getting underneath. Oh, 27. That was a hard hit for Zach Smith.
Yeah.
On the front straightaway here.
Take a look here. The corner, just back in, slides from underneath him.
Oh.
And, hard hit on the inside wall.
Ben Bafford may have got a piece of that as well. Here. Oh, maybe not.
Just missed it. Well, get it on board, maybe see if he got any left side damage or hear the contact. He might have as he's bringing it down pit lane here. Jeremiah Vincent as well, bringing it down.
Jeremiah made that lit up the racetrack there and got all that right side damage. So gonna be checking on the suspension on that race car. The number 9 Napa Auto Parts machine brings it on the pit road, and Zach Carr also brought it on the pit road. The race leader.
Oh. Interesting developments here. But like we said, Carr did seem like his tires had the age to him, and Stravato looked a little bit faster than him. He's gonna bring it in. Here's to see if these guys, with only about got 60 laps to go here, or sorry, 50 laps to go. Will these guys pit again, and will Zach Carr eventually cycle to the lead, along with Jeremiah Vincent, who had cycled out to the lead a few cautions ago, and he brought it in as well. Those guys, I believe, will have the freshest tires out of anybody, along with the 23 of Ben Bafford.
AJ Stravato, 33 laps on the tires. Ryan Gemmel, 50 laps on his tires.
Hutton.
Eric Hutton, 32 on his. So same as AJ Stravato. They pit on the same lap there. So those two equal, and then Simard and Dallas Sullivan all equal there. Dennis Faircloth is basically everybody in the top 10 except for Miles Morse and Ryan Gemmel, all with equal tires. So it's going to be an interesting battle up there. If you're just tuning in, this is the VSPEED 150 at 5 Flags in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series tonight. 150 laps around this half-mile racetrack in Pensacola, Florida. It's been a chaotic one so far. We've seen the leaders get taken out by lap cars wrecked on the racetrack. We've seen cars go up on 2 wheels. We've seen it all pretty much here tonight, but still a third of the way to go. Race 5 of the 20-race season. I thank you for joining us here tonight for another race.
Sure. Speaking of another race, after this race, about another half hour after this race concludes, VSPEED After Dark, we're going just a little bit down from Pensacola Pensacola, and down the coast to Daytona Beach, Florida, for the Mazda Miatas for VSPEED After Dark. So I'm hoping all you guys can stick in, stay in there, and get there after the conclusion of this race. But this race still has to finish, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to the last 50 laps as AJ Stravato in control. Good restart there. Gemmel tried to time it, but not able to. Look at Eric Hutton getting in there for a second.
Hutton timed it really good. Stravato was able to get that run off, but Gemmel fighting back on that outside.
Gemmel on the older tires here doing a...
Sullivan and Faircloth almost had contact going into 3. A send by Sullivan, and behind them Morris, Cornelius, and Loveland battling it out here.
Always just got to watch at the exit of these corners. These cars snap really late on the exit of these corners, and that's when we've seen all these issues so far tonight. As Dallas Sullivan able to slot into 5th. Chris Simard now putting pressure on Eric Hutton. Simard, a very solid short track racer from the Northeast up there in New Hampshire. And, you know, his dad grew up racing around these types of racetracks and modifieds in the Northeast Tour. So he's been around this kind of stuff and pretty good knack for it here, putting pressure on these for the 2nd spot. But Eric Hutton able to, you know, still stay underneath Ryan Gemmel, but not able to complete the pass just yet. And Gemmel really pushing hard up on that high side.
And Gemmel really fighting Eric Hutton hard as Hutton kind of missed the corner. Now they're going to go 3 wide. That's what we were saying. Chris Simard 3 wide down the backstretch here at 5 Flags. Gemmel goes high. You said those Northeasterners, they know their way around short tracks.
Ooh, that's tight right there out of turn 4, though. Hutton wasn't giving him a whole lot of space. Lap car, that is Thomas Brendel.
Brendel, Simard trying to clear. Hutton can't get the bite off. We've seen the guys struggle in that middle lane, and some guys have been able to fight each other off using that middle lane. Just how you run it. As you can see, Brendel letting everybody by. Hutton kind of fighting. He's fighting hard, but Gemmel kind of holding these guys up. As you can see, AJ Stravato has driven away from the 6 and the 37.
2-time winner in that number 33 machine, looking for win number 3, and he's taking full advantage of the clean air and the clean track in front of him. Chris Simard able to get to 3rd, and now he'll try and set his sights on his teammate Ryan Gemmel for the 2nd position. A little farther back, we've got battling Eric Lambert, Jeremy Stanley, Zach Carr is trapped back here.
Jeremiah Vincent.
Oh, and
Vincent goes wide, and Lambert kind of holding up these guys a little bit. These guys have the freshest tires out of anybody. If this race was to go green, I'd be curious, maybe with a few cautions, to see, you know, what would happen with these guys on fresh tires. I'm going to assume all these guys that are on the older tires probably going to bring it into pit road if we get another few, you know, 15, 20 laps on these tires and another caution.
Miles Morse cuts off the 11 right there behind all these other guys just outside the top 15. And still Zach Carr battling now up in front of them. He works by Eric Lambert now, trying to make the move on Jeremiah Vincent as they go side by side.
Gemmel got loose off of 4 and loses a position to his teammate Chris Simard, and another one to Eric Hutton, and possibly a 3rd position to Angelo Ronis in the 22.
Ronis, really solid effort. This is what we see from him week in and week out, just quietly works his way forward as we have Timmy Emanuele slow on the apron. May have lost the engine there, although maybe just rolling off pit road.
Oh, Morris gets turned. Oh, and he turned Zach Smith hard to the inside wall. Ben Bafford is in it too, and Dennis Steele hit the wall.
Things go from bad to worse for Ben Bafford, man. Had such a great opening part of this race, and it has gone downhill since he got wrecked there by the lap mission. Let's go take a look here. This was Miles Morse and Zach Smith. Eric Gallion also caught up in, I think, a little bit.
Oh, a little beating and banging in the back of the pack. These guys kind of getting physical with these cars. Like we said, this next gen, you can kind of do this, and we see Zach Smith. Oh, he gets loose. Zach Smith doors him, and then Morse just gets into the left rear, spins him hard in the inside wall, and then Ben Bafford and Dennis Steele pile into the wreck. As big developments at the front, AJ Stravato, Chris Simard, Eric Hutton, all pitting. The top 3 pit. Kevin Cornelius, Zach Carr, Jeremy Stanley, and I believe Jeremiah Vincent might have brought it down pit road that last time. So curious to see what this pit strategy is going to look like and who's going to win the race off pit road is these guys 4-tire pit stops.
Yeah, so the top 3 remaining on the racetrack being Kevin Cornelius with 50-lap-old tires. Getting back to the race lead after his issues there. Zach Carr second.
By Dallas Sullivan. Dallas Sullivan, a great stop by that 46 Martin Sports crew. He's going to get out third in the race at pit road. Believe he was behind Eric Hutton, and he's going to get a position off of Hutton and Ronis, and Ronis will stay behind them. Behind Hutton, Gimmel, Faircloth, McGarvey will round out your top 10.
11.5-second pit stop. You think that's probably a 2-tire stop? So
remember, we had the single lug nut wheels, so faster pit stops.
well, I don't think they're that fast because everybody else is in the 14-second range. So
who had a pit stop?
Dallas Sullivan 11.5. I think that's
either A, they just had that crew's just top notch, or
very
B.
possible.
Here's my thing: if you don't take fuel, that could that could play a big factor. I think fueling these cars, I heard, is a lot harder with the way these quarter panels are shaped. So it could be just the faster pits. I don't know though. I don't know. You raise a good question though.
Yeah, I mean,
could have been 2, could have been 4.
I think that's probably a 2-tire pit stop there that gained all those. To restart 6th, 2 fresh tires at least. Kevin Cornelius on the oldest tires in the field at this point, over 50 laps, but many of those are under yellow. But even still, there is fall off. After about 20 laps, you really start to feel the effects of the tires wearing out. Zach Carr, 21 lap old tires. Jeremy Stanley, 28, and then everybody else behind drivers with fresh tires. Guys could be sitting ducks here with 30 laps to go.
We'll be curious to see what happens. Jeremy Stanley was another name that we saw at the front at Kentucky. I did the research. You were right. He took 2 tires, Dallas Sullivan, in that 46 car. He took 2 tires. Here we go into the restart zone. Kevin Cornelius on the gas. Carr. Stanley doesn't get a good run. Cornelius spins the tires. I don't know if that's possible in these cars, but lights them up at least. As Stravato with those fresh tires trying to fight these guys for the win.
Hard battling at the front. Zach Carr going to be able to clear the 17 into turn number 3. Overshoots the corner just a little bit, but he'll have the lead nonetheless as AJ Stravato trying to work now for the second position. He's going to have to go the long way around Kevin Cornelius, who's not going to give up that inside lane very easily, but AJ's going to try and
get sprayed to the back. Spinner, and the caution's going to come out. Oh, and Zach Smith spins down the backstretch.
Caught that tail end there.
Oh, we got trouble. Oh, a hard hit. James Loveland, and I believe that was Eric Lambert got turned after the caution because Ryan Gimmel got turned.
Take a look at what happened here. We'll watch it all the way. Yeah, we'll watch it all the way through. Kenny Bishop gets turned around. That was off the nose of, I believe, Eric Gallion. Then, Zach Smith gets the grass and looped it down into number 3. But Kenny Bishop rolling. There's Dennis Steele sitting there. Zach Smith. And what happened? Ryan Gimmel?
Take a look.
Oh, he loses the back end.
Loose. He spins, and then Loveland trying to miss the wreck.
Oh, boy.
Hooks Eric Lambert, and Emanuele flies into the wreck. And a hard hit. Oh, man, a bad situation for Eric Lambert, because Lambert was just minding his own business and got just turned to the outside wall. Nothing. I don't think Loveland was trying to do that. He just got loose trying to miss his teammate. Oh, I did not see that. Oh, my gosh.
The wreck that wouldn't end, and
What the heck, man?
they all towed it to pit road, I think. Timmy Emanuele was backing down in front of traffic there.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Nowhere to make any moves or
I tell you, I don't think race control, I think Nick Starling left the booth to do some race control, which you can't blame him. This race has been interesting, to say the least, I would say. Yeah, I'm curious to see. Obviously, we see that Stravato does have the better tires inside 25 laps to go. And let me tell you, I don't even know, man. This race is wild. they're wrecking after the wreck's happening. The cautions out, it's all over the place, man.
Yeah, definitely interesting out here tonight from Five Flags Speedway. Kind of what, a little bit of what we expected. I didn't think it'd be quite so messy in terms of post-wreck situations. I don't really see a lot of that happening anywhere else. This track maybe just unfamiliar territory to a lot of these guys. They're just trying to navigate their way around, and that's so much of what's on their mind at any given moment. Looks like Zach Carr going to pick the high side for this restart.
First guy to kind of change or try a different lane for the restart, at least being the leader. And like we said, the racing has been great here, but we've seen a lot of wrecks. Next week we go to Auto Club. Probably not going to see as much wrecks. I hope not. I'll be racing in that, so hopefully not going to be as bad. But as we come into the restart zone, Zach Carr stacking them up. And he's going to hit the gas. We're going to go. They stack up behind. Curious to see what Stravato can do if he can get around that 17 of Cornelius. Maybe use the bumper.
Yeah, I think that was a big brain move there for Zach Carr as he pinned AJ Stravato behind the 17. As side by side back here, Dallas Sullivan and Chris Samard side by side.
Samard right behind them, Hutton. And Lambert gets turned. Saves, and he is not happy with Morse, and he's going to spin to the inside wall.
He is stuck in the inside wall right now, going to back up onto the racetrack and try and get it moving, but that is difficult right there, as here come the leaders, and you can see Eric Lambert.
Use the outside here, unless he stays out of the way. We see these guys running each other down. Can Stravato get another crack at that lead?
Got much fresher tires than Zach Carr, 17 laps to be exact. And he is right there. And these two set to do battle as Kevin Cornelius trying to hold off. That is Dallas Sullivan. How about the 46? 2 weeks in a row we see him up at the front here late in the
Carr
going.
Gets loose. Carr gets loose out the corner. Stravato, the Italian stallion, going for 2 in a row.
And AJ Stravato looking like season 2 AJ Stravato, who won 9 races. He might be off to a hot start here. Could be looking for 3 of the first. Almost loses it as we say that.
These guys pushing it hard now. Carr fights on the outside, goes wide into the marbles. Did Stravato upset those rear tires enough where Carr can try to get back around him? Behind them, waiting in the clutches, Dallas Sullivan. Seems like he's gotten quite accustomed to the handling of the next-gen race car. Now behind them, battle for the 5th position, Cornelius and McGarvey going at it.
How about Angelo Ronis also?
Sullivan almost spits it into the corner. Ronis is going to get by.
Angelo up into the top 3, your pick.
My pick.
Our other picks have not fared so well here. Ben Bafford.
Bafford. Bafford gets into Jeremy Stanley there into the corner. These guys are going to get way more aggressive. We only have 15 laps to go. What will Carr do? Does Stravato mess up anymore? We know Carr can win races. He's going to try to pressure his teammate. It's an LDR top 3 sweep.
If Dallas Sullivan can get back up there and challenge for a podium finish, but under 15 to go. 17, Kevin Cornelius.
Kevin Cornelius, and that engine is gone on that car.
Poking as he works across our finish line here.
Hard hit.
Another case of sliding it through turns 3 and 4, I think. He was already struggling, you see, up out of turn number 2 there, and he had very old tires.
Into Faircloth, into Hutton. Hard hit.
Dennis Faircloth, who had actually done a very good job keeping the car pretty clean after his spin early on, gets a big piece of that, and Hutton more damage to the right side.
That car brings it into the pits. Angelo Ronis will slot into 2nd. Dallas Sullivan into 3rd now. Be curious to see. We're going to have a green flag. AJ Stravato's going to be leading a race inside 10 laps to go. 2 weeks in a row. Does his teammate or Dallas Sullivan try to get a little physical and maybe move him out of the way?
Tell you what, there's not too many drivers that find ways to win races like AJ Stravato. He has done it every which way here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, and all-time winningest leader once again in position to maybe win one. Even not having a dominant car, he's led 26 laps tonight, but he has not been ultimately, I think, the fastest, but he's just always putting himself in the right place at the right time with the right strategy. Gonna maybe pay off once again here tonight. 10 laps to go next time around. Angelo Ronas, though, could have a good shot at it. He has tires, so does Dallas Sullivan, Chris Samard, Kyle McGarvey, and Jeremiah Vincent on the tires to the 33. They have anything for him.
I don't know. We're going to have an interesting closing 10 laps. I'm curious to see if Stravato can hold on to this when we know that he can do it. He's fought off Keith Miata the last race and then made a last lap pass, excuse me, at Daytona for the win over, I believe it was Bradley Wilson. At Daytona, we've seen Stravato. He's able to get these wins. He can pull these wins out, like you said, like any style. He can pull these wins out, and I'm curious to see if Angelo Ronas has anything, or if Dallas Sullivan gets a little physical within the pack, and if we go into overtime into green-white checkers to see what happens as well.
We'll be going green next time around. It'll be AJ Stravato and Angelo Ronas on the front row, and then Dallas Sullivan, Chris Samard, Kyle McGarvey, Jeremiah Vincent, 3 rows. Ben Bafford, how about this recovery? He's got no front end. He barely has a back end on that race car, and he is in 8th position. So it's not over for him either. He could get up here, maybe challenge for a top 5 before it's all said and done. Pace car is off, and we are green.
Going. See, Ronas is able to kind of stay with him. We have what we call I guess I would say a 6-7 lap shootout. Can Ronas get anywhere near the back end of that 33? Maybe move him up the racetrack. This is for the win.
Angelo Ronas has not won yet in
Stravato
this series.
goes wide. Oh, Ronas fights that back end off the corner. Gets it loose.
They are both pushing so hard. Dallas Sullivan waiting in the wings here in 3rd. Chris Samard right there as well. If anything goes south amongst these top 3, there's a little bumper.
Stravato, oh, Ronas went way too wide into that corner. He's not going to get any run off. Stravato going to open a gap now. Will there be a caution that'll send us into overtime?
Have to wait and see. Here going to be 5 laps remaining as they cross the stripe. This time AJ Stravato out in front. Angelo Ronas trying to work that high groove. I think he's doing this intentionally, but it is not paying off right now, except he does get a good run down the backstretch, closes up to 2 car lengths.
Yeah, that top lane really doesn't have any grip. It doesn't seem like it's paying any dividends throughout getting any runs on Stravato. I believe that Ronas is just going to have to kind of run the line Stravato's running as hard as it is. These cars is fair club loose off the corner, and now he's going to go straight up the track almost into turn 3, almost into Eric Gallion. 3 to go, or 4 to go, excuse me.
No, now 3 to go. It ticks down.
Now 3 to go.
Angelo Ronas has arrived at the back door. They both get loose.
Man!
AJ Stravato
fighting that car. Can he hold on is the question.
Oh.
Behind them.
2 laps to go. Both of them sliding around. This is great racing up here for the lead. And AJ Stravato, he's only got to get through 6 more corners to get another victory. It would be his 3rd of the season to take a commanding points lead. Seth Hatchell not in the race. White flag in the air. And AJ Stravato just 1 more lap to go. Angelo Ronas not close enough just yet. Stravato could still make a mistake. It's been very easy, especially this end of the racetrack. Ronas sends it in. Not going to be close enough. AJ Stravato out of turn 4 at 5 flags. He'll win it.
2 in a row for the Italian stallion AJ Stravato. 3 wins on the season. 3 of the 4 races have been won by this 33 car. Kind of pretty much solidifying that he is the championship favorite. And Zach Carr looked like he wrecked off the corner. Hey, AJ Stravato is going to burn it down here in Pensacola, Florida. I guess a home track for him.
I think he's living up here in the Northeast, but hey, getting a little bit of that Northeast driving skill. These short tracks.
He's born in Florida. Born in Florida.
Yeah, so a home track, but good to see him back in victory lane once again. The 33 burning it down here on the front stretch at Five Flags Speedway. We'll be right back to interview the rest of our top 3. Racetrack now. We're going to go to our 3rd place finisher here, Five Flag Speedway. That is going to be Dallas Sullivan with another great run. Starling, I believe you're with him.
Yeah, Dallas Sullivan.
Oh, get him. There he is.
Oh, we got to get him in here. There we go.
What's up,
Dallas Sullivan. P3 finish. You're out on the podium tonight. I think the 46 machine might have turned 5 laps before the race. How was your race tonight?
Man, that was incredible. Just, you know what happened was I was getting ready for the race and I was at the actual track and I was like, where is everybody? And nobody was here. And I was like, oh, it's on the sim. So I had to like load everything back up, get home. Only had like 10 minutes to get everything set up and whew, luckily we got some laps in, got a feel for the car and just sent it.
Yeah, man. So you're talking about, in the real life track, you're actually hometown, live a couple minutes away. So what were you able to take, knowing how the track is and how the car drove tonight? How'd your race go overall?
Yeah, it was good. I love this track. Just not even because it's so close to me. It's just a great track to drive. I love driving street stocks, modifieds, super lates here, and man, driving these next gen cars was an absolute blast. And hats off. I believe Seth helped us with the setup on this, and it's just a blast. So. It's just a lot of kind of rolling the corners, letting the car turn, and just being very gentle on the throttle and trying not to chew up your tires. And I was kind of surprised we made the that last pit stop. I figured we'd go the whole way on that last set, but once I got a couple laps on those fresh tires, I was like, ooh, that was a great idea. So I just tried to manage, and then that last restart, I was on the inside, and I saw Keith and Kyle, I think, behind me battling, and I was like, oh, if I can just keep this together. I know Keith, I'm sorry, Chris was behind me, not Keith. I knew he was faster than me, but I had the pace, I had the line, and I was able to keep him behind me.
Yeah, absolutely. So last question before we let you go. You have anybody to thank for the run tonight, and also maybe a couple of furry passengers, maybe?
Yeah, man. First of all, I got a shout out to my crew chief, Colin Valentino. They are eating right now, and quick shout out to my mom and my dad and my brother. I think they're at home watching. Kaylee, niece Raylan, she might be there too. So hope y'all are doing great. And man, thank you, Alec, Adam, Nick, in the broadcast booth. fantastic job every week.
No, thank you.
Sullivan, third place finisher tonight. I believe second are going to be
Ooh.
Angelo Ronis. Your pick there, Alec.
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. There he is. I got him.
Gotta reel him in here.
Got to reel him in. Angelo Ronis, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
There we go. Well, you bring her home. You were my pick to win this race. You came close. You got second behind your teammate AJ. You look like you almost had him there. Got a little loose off the corner and kind of lost him after that. Man, take us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, this was the first time I've done any type of laps on this track. I think AJ even mentioned he got it before the session, and that was the same with me. But yeah, track actually was a lot more fun to drive than I expected. It seemed to be pretty clean for the most part around us. I know a lot of stuff happened on the back, but yeah, definitely not a bad track.
For sure. Now, I got to ask you, next week we go to Auto Club. How are we feeling going out there to the West Coast and going to that big 2-mile track?
Well, having more power is definitely going to be in my advantage. I definitely do enjoy racing these cars. I know it's still a learning curve, but I think I can put some good results on, and Auto Club seems like the perfect place to possibly get a win. I know I'm getting very close, but I feel it coming, but we'll just have to wait and see.
For sure, man. I think it's getting close. Now, let me ask you, before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Gotta give a shout out to all my teammates. I know Reggie, he ended up getting into something, so that sucks he couldn't be there at the end, but him, AJ, Zach, and everyone who puts this league and the broadcast together, it's definitely fun.
For sure, man. Well, go celebrate your second place finish, man, and have a good one.
Thanks to you too.
All right, that is second place for Angelo Ronis. We're going now to our race winner. That is going to be AJ Stravato. Stravato, Adam, Alec, and Nick. Got a copy.
Yes, sir.
3 wins in the first 4 races, and I know you didn't get a lot of practice time in. You started all the way back in 22nd, but man, you seem to find the front when it counts, and you got it done once again here tonight. How'd you get it done?
Honestly, doing the complete opposite of what kind of I had last week working for me, which is short run pace this week. So we had a lot of short run pace, and that really helped us, I think, with all the cautions. But this is actually a really fun track. I was having a lot of fun out there. You had to really, really wheel that thing, but honestly, I don't know. I guess a feel of the track. You can kind of find a seam and make it work, whether you sent it in or kind of late apex. It was a lot of fun, kind of navigating the track for a small track. I literally just bought before the session opened. This is a lot of fun. I hope we have more races here. Hope it's a little cleaner, I think, towards the back of the pack. But I think like the racing up front was a lot of fun, and there was some really, really hard racing going on, especially towards the end. So I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a very exciting race. We saw a little bit of everything. We saw leaders get collected by lap cars. We saw really hard
that was wild.
Yeah, side-by-side racing. It was slippery out there. We saw a lot of guys, on the exit at 2 and 4. And what did it take to keep that car underneath you and if you get loose, hang on to it?
I really hate to say it, but I've been doing a lot more road racing, and the way the car feels when you have to save it really reminds me of a Lambo, like a GT3 Lambo on cold tires. So it's kind of about just catching it at the right time. That's kind of really all it comes down to if you get loose. There's a time or two where myself and Zach were battling for the lead right there at the end, and we both nearly lost the car at like the same exact spot. But just a combination of that and just keeping the wheel as straight as possible. I think once you kind of find that limit, it's it's very obvious, and you can be really, really quick on these short runs. And last week it was Keith and a couple other guys putting pressure on me on the short runs, and this week I had more of that short run pace and was able to take advantage of that. So it's good to be on the other side of things for once, and come home with a win.
Yeah, and your 3rd win of the season, and continuing to extend that all-time wins record. And we go to Auto Club next week. Totally different than the track, but how do you feel about going out there in these cars?
Looking forward to it. I haven't driven much 2-mile stuff on these next gen cars, so maybe I'm gonna have to learn a lot during practice, I think, and maybe run a test race or two. We'll see. I don't know, but Auto Club's one of my favorite tracks in the old car, so hopefully it kind of carries over with this next gen car. I'm actually pretty surprised with how this next gen car runs. It's a lot of fun to wheel.
Yes, sir. It's been a lot of fun to watch you wheel it as well, and second win in a row, third so far in the first 4 races, starting all the way back in 22nd. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for?
Yeah, just yourself and Alec for doing a hell of a job in the broadcast booth and doing the VSPEED After Dark, man. I'm looking forward to doing that a little bit. SP Designs, Butts Mobile Homes, and all the guys that make it happen with the league, all the league admins. They do a really good job running a good league. It's a lot of fun, and it's good to see them get a little bit more exposure as things go on. So, hopefully put on a decent show for everybody watching, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun here tonight, and congrats on yet another victory. Really tough in away else. Great run tonight, AJ. Go celebrate. Get Auto Club.
Absolutely, brother. You have a good one.
Auto race winner tonight. His first 4 races. Take a look at the rest of our results. Head on out for the night. 13 cautions in tonight's race, so if you voted for either 10 or 15 there, you split the difference pretty much. And 13 cautions, 11 total lead changes. It was competitive at the front. We saw some strategy, comers and goers, and AJ Stravato ultimately. Will Ronas will finish in second. Great run by him. Dallas Sullivan, another great finish by him. Third, Chris Samard fourth. Ben Bafford makes it all the way back to 5th in this one. Kyle McGarvey 6th. Jeremiah Vincent 7th. Eric Hutton 8th. Ryan Gemmel 9th. Dennis Faircloth rounding out the top 10.
And in 11th, Eric Gallion will finish 11th. John Stanley 12th. Eric Lambert 13th. Kenny Bishop 14th. Miles North 15th. Zach Carr 16th. Dennis Steele 17th. Kevin Cornelius 18th. James Levelin 19th. And Zach Smith rounding out the top 20.
Jimmy Emanuele 21st, 22nd, Thomas Brendel 23rd, Reggie Ortega 24th, Cody Adkins 5th, Scott Martin 26th, pole sitter Keith Mayato got taken out early, Dustin Logston 27th, and Joshua Abbey took it behind the wall just 7 laps in. Here tonight at Five Flags, we want to thank all the sponsors of the series: Martin Sports, SP Design, Simulators Anonymous, and more for coming on board this season, sponsoring and presenting races here tonight. Of course, if you enjoyed the broadcast, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, notification bell to stay updated with what we're doing throughout the week. And when we go live, find us at outlets you see on your screen. We will be going live over on Twitch in just a few moments. If you want to miss that, that's going to be After Dark Miatas at Daytona Road Course. Going to be very exciting. So there, twitch.tv/VSPEED. Before we head on out for the night, Alec, Nick, you got any final thoughts on racing?
I'll start off. I tell you, great racing tonight. It wasn't as clean as people might have thought. We thought coming to this race, this track has a little bit of it has its kinks. These guys are the bumps really mess with these cars, and these cars being new. We saw guys, they were hitting each other and moving each other out of the way. So, I think that's what we expected. And then next week, we go to Fontana, a track unlike any other that we've gone to all year with these new cars. And as Angelo said, I'm excited. Everybody's excited to go out there. Low downforce will definitely improve the racing going out there. So I'm really excited to see how these cars are going to race out there next week. And I'm excited to be in that race. So I hate to leave you, Adam, but the racing bug's been itching and been wanting to get out there in my home track. So been really wanting to get out there and kind of enjoy racing with these guys, because these guys, they put on such amazing shows. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully being a part of that show next week, and hopefully try to bring her home a W, and then go on to North Wilkesboro as well.
Yeah, I mean, the next gen cars, you see the leaders battling once again, getting loose with each other. I definitely, pre-race said that I thought the first half of the race, we're going to have a bunch of cautions and narrow the field down, and I think that's what happened because that second half of the race, the battle between Carr and Stravato, you know, unfortunately, I think Keith Mayato would have been up there. It was unfortunate there. It was just about survival, but, you know, AJ Stravato's keeping the hot streak this season, starting 22nd and making it all the way up and getting the win tonight. So awesome racing, and can't wait till next week at Fontana, but more especially VSPEED after dark.
After dark, brother. And let me tell you, if you're in here, you have a sim racing rig, you want to join the session, just got put up under my name, Alec Martinez, in the hosted sessions. If you want to join right now, join us, VSPEED After Dark. Join us on Twitch. The session just went up. I'll announce to everybody in the VSPEED After Dark Discord. We can join that. I believe the link might be in the description of the Twitch channel. So come on in, join us. I look forward to seeing if some of you guys stick around and watching it with us. It's gonna be a heck of a show.
Definitely looking forward to that one. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in here on YouTube to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, where AJ Stravato found victory lane at 5 Flag Speedway in race number. So much. We'll catch you next week at Auto Club, and we do have the season finale of the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter racing at Red Bull Ring on Thursday. That's going to be a very exciting race between drivers who are fighting it out for the championship cars. So in 8:15 on Thursday for that one. Otherwise, we will catch you all next week, Auto Club.